We'll call the regular meeting of the New Ulm City Council for Tuesday, February 18, 2020, 4:30 p.m. to order. First item on the agenda is your consent agenda items. What's your wishes?
I'll offer a motion to approve those.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 2, loan to the DLC Manufacturing Fabrication Incorporated. Chris?
All right. So DLC is looking to get a revolving loan from the city. They're making substantial capital investment in new building, machinery, and equipment at 24 Thompson Street. The purpose of this loan would be to help them purchase some additional lasers to permit the expansion of the business. The total loan package is $3.75 million, and that's including the $250,000 from the city. They're looking at a 1% interest rate over 10 years, and then they will be creating 1 to 2 positions, and that'll be determined on how many lasers they can buy. If they get 1, then they'll create 1 position. If they get 2, then they'll be able to hire 2 individuals. The DLC project meets the criteria for the city revolving loan program. They have a 10% minimum equity in the project, and the city loan is less than 30% of the total project cost.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Anybody else like to be heard? Seeing none? Anybody's against or for it? Make a motion.
I guess I'll offer the motion, or the resolution to close the public hearing, not for the resolution, waiving the reading, authorizing the loan with conditions to DLC Manufacturing and Fabrication Incorporated in the amount of $250,000 from the city revolving loan fund.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion?
I think we should probably talk a little bit about this. It's a pretty large amount of a loan, just so the public is aware. This is $250,000 loan. Interest rate is 1%. It's a 10-year loan. It's a job creation of 1 to 2 positions at approximately $16.50 an hour. And our current fund balance to give out these loans is set $448,000. So it's going to take about half of that.
Mhm.
So not leaving a whole lot left. I certainly support this. Obviously, we want to, if a business wants to grow, we need to support that. But just for the record, I think some of that stuff should be stated.
Thank you. Any more comments?
I think it's a great project, and they've been a proven business, and I'm glad that they're investing in New Ulm, and we can give them the opportunity.
Are they here? Do they want to speak at all?
Brent is not here today.
Okay.
Just want to check.
No more comments? Okay. Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 2.2, public hearing on the final plat of Milford Heights, 3rd edition. Dave?
Dave Schnubert, Community Development Director. The property to be platted is located at 630 to 654 Warju Avenue. The preliminary plat was approved by the City Council at your January 7th meeting. Planning Commission recommended approval of the final plat with conditions at its January 30th meeting. The plat basically takes 7 lots that were intended for townhome type of construction and condenses it down to 4 lots, which would be used for 2 twin homes. So that's a total of 4 units. There are conditions too. The first is to pay the platting fee of $270, and the second is to enter into an agreement describing how and when 3 unused water services will be disconnected in Warju Avenue. And that concludes it.
Thank you. Any questions for Dave? Anybody like to be heard? It's a public hearing.
If not, I'll motion to close the public hearing, offer a resolution, waive the reading, approving the final plat of the Milford Heights 3rd edition located at 630 to 654 Warju Avenue.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing, offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 3.1, ordinance number 2020-036, fifth series, second consideration. Dave?
Okay, this particular ordinance is intended to avoid the need for variances for twin home and townhome types of construction projects. And that's situations where we have common walls. The proposed changes are found in most municipal zoning ordinances. It will help facilitate residential construction by avoiding having to take these additional steps. You conducted the first reading of the ordinance at your February 4th meeting.
Thank you, Dave.
I'll go ahead and offer a motion to waive the second reading and adopt this ordinance, 2020-036, fifth series, amending chapter 9.14, the city code relative to zero line standards.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 4.1, 2019 year-end transfers, encumbrances. Nicole, you have anything, or we got the list, I know.
These were requested by the department heads based on last year's budget and any unspent funds and open purchase orders that are carried over from the previous year. And then it also includes the any transfers that were budgeted and some information about some unbudgeted transfers that were made.
Anybody have any questions, concerns on the encumbrances?
To me, it looked like most of them were items that hadn't arrived yet and we're still waiting for that. So they're still sitting in that fund balance to pay for that item that hopefully will be here soon. So I'm going to go ahead and offer the resolution, waive the reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion?
I just had one question that I thought was not really a carryover from a project that was approved last year under the community access. It just states that the requested carryover would be used to make technology updates to the studio meeting room. This is a shared project with the library. So to me, that was like it's not a carryover from a specific project that they were doing in 2019. It sounds like it's something that maybe should have been budgeted for 2020 rather than a carryover, but
You want to strike that?
That fund is a little
I don't know.
different too, because it's not a fund that we tax for, and it all comes out of their cable access fees, and any overage or under with that budget for that department falls to the general fund balance. So, and if they were already, I mean, they were already adding to the fund balance, they were under budget for the year. So, I mean, I don't know if that changes your view of the request at all.
well, we've kind of had that discussion in the past of what percentage really that can be used for certain parts. It doesn't really change my view. I guess I wish I would have a little bit more knowledge on what that project is that they're working with on the library, and it should that have been budgeted rather than just a carryover because they had excess funds.
I certainly don't have a problem amending my resolution to strike that one section. And then if our city manager wants to bring back more information on that, we can approve it at a later date. You okay with that?
Well, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I don't want to strike a collaboration between the library and them. I just, in future, I would like to see, you know, if it's not a budgeted item from the previous year, that
That makes
you know,
sense.
be a budgeted item.
So leave it in?
I would leave it in,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Any more discussion?
There's one other question I have to ask about the Glockenspiel in the 2019 from the sinking funds. We've got item E, there's an asterisk by it, only 50% of the project. I know we had authorized that from our sinking funds, and it says the remaining funds as budgeted in 19 will be expended in 2020. What's all left on that project?
I think Cheryl can.
Cheryl, get some on that?
Cheryl knows all.
Cheryl Corman, Park and Rec. Probably the controller system is what's left. There's been some mechanical issues, and that's not, to my knowledge, that has not been completed yet, that part of the project, so.
Now that you say that, I remember Tom telling me a couple of weeks ago, they were still waiting for a part for that controller unit.
That's
So that must
correct.
be what he was talking
Okay.
about then. Yeah, it's way back ordered or something, it's, yeah,
We were told quite a while ago that it was gonna be
Yeah.
8 weeks, but I think it's been about 8 weeks, so.
yeah.
Cheryl, did we receive all of our figurines for the Glockenspiel?
I don't know, I can't answer
Okay.
that right
The
now.
only thing we're missing is the Christmas figures.
Okay.
That's why they weren't out this year.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Any other questions, concerns? Seeing none? We have a motion to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? None? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 4.2, tax exempt general obligation permanent improvement revolving fund bond series 2020. Nicole?
Counselors, this is just a standard request that we do every year. Since we don't bond until later in the summer, this just allows us to use those bond funds to pay for costs that have already been incurred before that point.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Seeing none? Entertain a resolution?
I'll offer a resolution, waive the reading, declare official intent of the city of New Ulm to reimburse utility, street, and alley and other capital expenditures, proceeds of tax exempt general obligation permanent improvement revolving fund bonds series 2020.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waived reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 4.3, Federal Economic Development Administration Grant. Chris?
All right. So earlier this year, the school district in Region 9 were going to apply for a Federal Economic Development Administration grant, and it was brought to our attention shortly after that the school district is not an eligible applicant for the federal EDA grant. And so Region 9 is taking the lead to be the main applicant. They're going to administer the grant. And we as the city will be the co-applicant acting as the fiscal agent. The in-kind amount that was previously authorized by the Economic Development Authority for the city still remains in place at $10,000. And so the New Ulm Public School, in concert with local and regional partners, wants to build a career and technical education center in New Ulm. And with this center, they'll be able to provide students in high school exposure and access to many of the CTE careers available in our region, allow students to earn credentials and certifications before leaving high school, and provide adults a location to recertify, retrain, or gain technical skills in particular trades or the technical career. And so what this grant would do is allow the school district to put together the planning, develop the programs, and develop the delivery model to see if it's feasible, and then they can move forward with a potential build-out.
Thank you.
I know we have Mr. Bertrand here, our District 88 Superintendent. Does he have anything he wants to add to this report? I think this is just a really wonderful opportunity for our community, so I think it serves just a little bit of time.
Thank you, Jeff Bertrand, New Ulm School Superintendent, 414 South Payne Street. Thank you, Les, for allowing me to come speak.
Anytime.
At one point, I'm going to be at a meeting just to sit and watch the meeting. But no, I appreciate this. It's a great opportunity. And we talked, Chris had mentioned about partners. And this is going to take partnership coming together to have this center up and running. And we talk about it being ages 16 plus. We want to make sure kids have opportunities, and we look at workforce development and what New Ulm looks like in the future. We want to get ahead of it and not be the ones trying to play catch up. And as we look down the road here for what that workforce is going to look like, we have the silver generation or the baby boomer generation in the retirement phases, and how do we get our kids to understand that there are other opportunities instead of just four-year college. So we have to provide opportunities, not necessarily make a workforce, but this will go forward and give us a lot more potential here in the New Ulm area in the region to have the flexibility for that.
I noticed in the grant application, there's talk about experience in the areas of welding, manufacturing of wood, metal, plastic, trades, construction, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, certified nursing assistant, small gas engine repair, automotive body, auto body and mechanic, large equipment operators and truck drivers. I would think that our business community is going to jump behind this project along with everyone in our community. This will keep kids, if this ends up coming through, it will certainly keep students in our community. So I think we all strongly support this application. And so anything else you want to add?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for our
Yeah.
region and our kids.
So with that, I'm going to go ahead and offer the resolution, waive the reading to authorize this application to Federal Economic Development Administration grant for planning of a career and technical education center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Good luck on that, Jeff. Item 4.4, Park and Rec donations.
Okay, I was unable to attend the meeting, but I will still go through and read it. I'm going to offer the resolution, waive the reading for a German Park Amphitheater, $50 from Harlan Melhop, $100 cash from James and Christine Olson. German Park Improvements, $200 cash from Rick and Kathy Van Rokel, and then a Herman Monument bronze plaque from Ross Ballard.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any more discussion? Actually, we offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 4.5, Riverside Park grant application.
This one I'm familiar with. Again, I was not at the meeting, but this actually comes from the Riverside Park Committee that's been working closely with our Riverfront Development Advocacy Group. So I'm going to offer the resolution, waive the reading to authorize a grant application to the New Ulm Area Foundation in the amount of $5,000 for historic and environmental interpretive signage in Riverside Park.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion?
No matching funds from the city are required in this particular grant
Correct.
as well. So. We like those kind.
Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. With no more business, meeting adjourned.